cooking up. Where's my apron? I came here to get it shaking. Cake and dough, let's say I'm baking. Real rap, it's like forsaken. My bars got the earth quaking. My style rap hill from the Matrix. I came here to get it shaking. I came here to get it
shaking. Walk around with mask on like I'm Jason, yeah. They talk beef, we craving electric flow just like I'm tasting, yeah. They gon' make me turn cereal for my brand like a raisin, yeah. Yeah, I run this shit until my legs burn like I'm chafing, yeah. No kitchen bar cook like Gordon Ramsay. Focus on me like a camera panning. It could get gritty like.
So I'm introducing your host of the evening, Gutter the Rebel, aka the man in Guttaville.
Welcome to the Guttaville featuring Skybox.
Hey, going up.
Now, like I said, this is an unfiltered. I apologize, y'all. There's some mosquitoes and gnats flying around this motherfucker.
It's crazy out here.
Like I said, this is the Unfiltered Podcast where any and everything can be talked about, or you know, you can feel how you want to feel, and then you got something to say. Go ahead and say it, and then we can speak on it. Personally, I want to get this started off with let's go with secret animosity.
Okay.
That's the topic that I want to get started off on, because I feel like as an artist, well, as a man first, but as an artist second, I feel like that there's a lot of animosity that men and women don't want to speak on. Like, they might sneak this and don't say your name, don't attach your name. And I hear a lot of people say, oh, forget it. But, you know, I'm one of those people that's petty, and I'm going to keep pushing buttons. So,
and I'm the opposite. So I think that's a good topic right there.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, all right, you go ahead.
So, how I normally would do this is I will let my co-host go first, seeing some of my co-hosts is here. Skybox is, we're going to let Skybox answer that question first, and then they'll come to me.
All right, so the question is, how do I feel about secret animosity?
Yes, sir.
All right, just want to make sure I did it correctly. Of course, people don't like secret animosity, in my opinion, but certain people might, because it fuels the ego, it fuels the drive. Me personally, secret animosity is cool, only because, like, if it's not directed, I don't respect it.
That is a fact.
You know, as a man first, it's like, if you got an issue with me, whether it's regardless of my talent, something I may have said, it don't got to be about Skybox. It can be about me being Corey Dyson Jr. If I offended you, you don't need to have no secret animosity. People have an issue with people coming like, oh, you come to me as a man, I'm going to do A, B, C, or D. Come to me as a man. Let's talk out our differences. Don't hold on to the animosity, because that's going to stunt your growth.
Yep. And
it's not going to do nothing for me, but all I'm going to do is peep certain signs, and then I'm just not going to care. I always say I'm a king. I'm not coming down off my throne to address peasantry. And when I say peasantry, I mean low-life behavior as far as pettiness and, like I said, not disrespected, but this is my stance. I'm not going to come off my throne to somebody who I feel like you're not even on my level if you can't communicate effectively to me. I communicate very well. I communicate my problems. If I have a problem with bro, I talk to bro. If I have a problem with another bro, I talk to them. I bring my issues to you. That way I don't have to hold on to secret animosity, because it's not a secret. And nothing should really be a secret. It should just be, we're men, or ladies, for the women, we should just be able to talk to each other without confrontation. Even if you got to raise your voice, you got to get it off how you got to get off. At the end of the day, we should be able to get off what our issue is, shake hands at the end of the day, and say, hey, either I'm going to still bang with you after this, or it's just better we go our separate ways. But at least we talked about it, and ain't no guessing on, hey, why such and such, and they don't bang with each other, they don't mess with each other. So me, secret animosity, cool, but I'm going to stand on 10 and be like, ain't no problem unless I know it's a problem. Bro can come tell me such and such have a problem. I'm not going to even identify there's a problem, because that person didn't come to me, and I'm going to ask that person, well, why was he comfortable enough to come to you and tell you he had a problem without coming to talk to me?
Yes.
So, you know, if I don't know ain't no problem unless you tell me to your face. I don't do the he say, she say, because stories get mixed up all the time.
Facts.
Stories get flipped. There's this experiment where you go down the line of 10, 15 people, you whisper in their ear. By the time we get to the last person, what was said at the beginning is not the same thing at the end.
Yep.
So, secret animosity, cool. I'm just not going to entertain it. I got too much going on in my life personally. 3 jobs. On top of that, a full-time dad. On top of that, a full-time business owner with multiple things underneath the business. A full-time community activist. A full-time ambassador for my city. That's written on paper, documented. So, I don't have time to sit there and play games. What you see is people are going to hate. They're not going to like for what I do, for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, I'm already submitted in history in multiple books. Why am I going to take time out of my day to address somebody who couldn't even be man or woman enough to tell me that they have an issue? So that's how I hold it. And I'm not going to entertain it until it's brought to my attention by that person.
I like that. I like that. See, now, my answer, at least a proportion of my answer, is exactly what he said, especially when the plot thickened close to the middle. Like he gave about a 2-minute answer. Y'all fast forward to about a minute 15 seconds towards the end. That's when the plot thickened. I agree with 100% of everything he said, but really that last proportion. But me, I do not like secret animosity. Just like I'm pretty sure nobody does. I don't like the like to say we're artists, we're both artists, right? I don't like the secret beef. And theoretically speaking, I don't speak on that because I feel as the same as you. Unless my name is addressed, it's not about me. Right. I don't care if it's pinpoint accuracy. Hey, the light-skinned dude that be rapping in the park that say he a bar guy, this about you. Unless my name is on that, I'm not attaching myself to it.
Right.
Theoretically. But like I said, there's been a lot of people in my DMs asking me how do I feel about the secret animosity. So I decided now was the perfect time to speak on it. Like I said, I don't like it. I will never like it. I will never trust somebody who has secret animosity behind closed doors, but in my face, it's completely different energy. Keep that same energy when you speak to me. We grown men, or like he said earlier, grown women. Keep that same energy. I know for a fact there's a lot of people that don't like me. But none of them have said my name in any kind of caliber. Keep that same energy. You don't like me, just tell me, bro. I ain't got to be a part of your life. You feel me? Like that's how I feel about this. If you got all this secret hate and all this secret animosity towards me, why are you letting me be a part of your life? Just delete me. Whether that be on social media, whether that be phone numbers, whether that be, okay, I see him every day at this stoplight, so I'm going to take another route. Like just delete me out your life 110%. Because trust me, I'm not worried about you. I'm trying to hit new platforms. I'm trying to hit new levels. There's levels to this. Meek Mill said it, right? There's levels to this shit. And I'm on a level 110.
Right. 110. That's episode
You feel me? And there's a lot of people that have animosity because I keep elevating and they're not. Don't hate me for that. You feel me? If you're an artist and you hate me because I'm elevating, hate your pen. Don't hate me. If you're a businessman trying to get your business up and you say, oh well, gotta got this, gotta got merch, gotta drop. Don't hate me. Put more of yourself on the table. Do as I do to better yourself, and then supersede what I've done to be better than me. That's the only thing that's left to do. So, with that being said, as there's a jet somewhere.
In the Skybox.
Hey. With that being said, I would never like the ones who have secret animosity or secret hate for me. Never. But as a man, I'ma stand on that same energy that I had in the beginning. If you a fake bro, and you know you a fake bro, stay away from me. I ain't got no time for you. I ain't got no rap for you. If you a grown ass man and you speaking on my name, dragging my name through the dirt behind closed doors, but on my post and in front of the public, oh Gutta, you this, Gutta, you nice, Gutta, you got. Keep that to yourself, man. Don't change up with your people behind closed doors and then put on the front for me and my people in public to make it like you cool with us when you really not. Just stop it. Stop it. There's no secret animosity for me. There is also no secret competition for me. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel about that. But Gutter the Rebel gonna keep it real. Especially on my platform. Next.
That's a fact. I like that.
I want to talk about the rappers in Lexington Park, specifically. Not the entire DMV, there's way too many of them. Okay. But there was there were these lists. You made one previously that were floating around, and I haven't seen one in a while.
Facts.
And I'm only doing this to intrigue myself, intrigue my mindset on how much has that list changed since the last one that was put out. So since we have somebody that made a list, I'm gonna ask you, has your top 10 changed?
I ain't gonna lie, I never really made a list. Me being honest, I made the list, the only list that I ever put out, I tagged everybody I could think of. And that kind of was everybody kind of just played into my hand when I made it. The only reason why I made a list is because I was making the list that people were making. And people felt their way about it. Oh, he wasn't out that long. He hasn't put in that much work. A, B, C, or D. So I made a list and I named everybody. So everybody hopped on the post and they put who they thought should have been on the list. They were just tagging different people that they thought I forgot. And I said, well, if we can all name these people, why aren't we all supporting each other as hard as we're going for these lists? And we all have these opinions. You're allowed to have an opinion who's good. Nobody is solidified, stamped as the best rapper in Lexington Park. First of all, I don't care about that title. That does
Facts.
nothing to me. That
Facts.
doesn't put no money in my pocket. That doesn't boost my ego. I'm Skybox Sensei. That's already what it is.
Not to cut you off, but I want to speak on that
Yeah.
while it's fresh.
It's fresh.
And if you are thinking you're the best of Lexington Park, that just proves how small-minded you are as an individual. Because while you're thinking about this one little area, we're thinking global.
Yeah, it's supposed to be further than that. You know what I'm saying? So when I mentioned everybody, I was just tagging. And mind you, my list was like 30, 40 people. And that was like, I did that like years ago. It was like 30, 40 people. And my question on there, I was just like, well, why, if we can name all these people, where's the support? Why haven't we made it as a whole? Because my thing is always about unity. You don't see me hopping anything unless it's about support and unity. When the people down here doo-doo on another artist, that just shows why we're not going to make it. We can make it. We have the talent to make it, but we're so divided because of egos and everybody thinks they're this and they give themselves these self-proclaimed titles. But at the end of the day, we're not going to get far. Nobody has made it to the point where, oh, I'm eating off this 24/7. I have a job. You have a job. Most of the rappers down here have a job. They don't have a job, then you're doing something else. That's cool. However you get it, you get to it. But nobody has made it where it's like, oh, I'm living off of music strictly. My mind is so surpassed that. So when I feel like the list, I don't pay attention to the list. I made some lists, and guess what I did? I thanked the person who made the list. I said, thank you for putting me on the list. Shout out to everybody who made the list, and shout out to everybody who didn't. I said it on every post. I got a lot of negativity towards myself for making the list. So I'm not one of the ones who complain because I didn't make it. I was on the list and was getting shots thrown at me. There were some people like who weren't making the list that kind of felt away, and they're allowed to feel how you feel. But me personally, I was on these lists when I first came out, and I was told it was the consistency, it's the bars, it's the ABC. Certain people was like, well, he not talking about nothing. He didn't do that. They're not even really listening to the music. It's just, oh, he looks like a businessman. And I got told that. And shout out to G the Prophet. I'm gonna say his name, G the Prophet, because he actually told me, he said, bro, I just didn't expect you to do music. And he wasn't hating. He never hated. He just said, bro, you just are a businessman. And he said, that's always what I saw you, so I respect you for stepping in the music lane. And all that showed me was respect to somebody like that who can tell me, hey, I just saw you as a business person. The list didn't really do nothing for me. It didn't fuel no ego. So I can't say if it changed or not because I don't pay attention to it. If I'm on it, I shout out the person who thought enough about me. But when I see lists, I already know what that's going to stir. I don't entertain it. So I can't tell you if it changed, if it improved, if people substituted. But the people who I did see, certain ones were valid. Certain ones I just don't know of, so I can't speak on it. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like certain people deserve it. If I had to make my own list, I know who I would have on there and the reasons why. Right now I couldn't think of it, but if I give y'all a detailed list, it'd be this reason why. It is probably people that you probably haven't heard in a long time. For example, somebody who I would have on there is Bless, Romello. Ro would be in my top 10 because his mind is creative. And y'all probably like, Ro ain't put out no music, bro. But if that man drop a freestyle today, you're gonna see why I put him in my top 10. But other people might have let's say Taylor Imrep, because he's the more known artist. He's been doing it for a long time. They're gonna have their reasons why. So I'm never gonna be mad at nobody's top 10. I don't expect to be nobody's top 10 now because I haven't been consistent in music. Has my music been more impactful? I would say so, as far as certain things. But I can't say necessarily that I should be in anybody's top 10, top 20 right now because I haven't been consistent. I haven't been making music. So if I'm in your top 10, salute to you. But there's other people who've been putting in the work I feel like should be in those positions.
Right. Okay. Like I said, I asked that mainly because it was asked to me. Somebody asked me. I'm not gonna say somebody. A few people, few individuals asked me who did I think was top 10, and I said honestly, and I'm gonna say this here once again. This is the Unfiltered podcast. Honestly, I don't listen to everybody's music that's in Lexington Park. Like I said earlier, there's way too many rappers down here to keep up with everybody. But I've never thrown shade on another artist unless that artist has thrown shade on me. For one, like I've always kept it a buck. I've always said, oh, so and so is a good rapper, or so and so is a good hip hop artist, so and so is a good rock star, so and so is a good R&B. Like I've always kept it a buck. And it wasn't until animosity was thrown my way where I threw animosity back. But I never once took that title away from anybody. Like, even if we beefed before, I still think you're a good rapper today. But in my eyes, that's pretty much where it ends. So that's pretty much why I decided to ask you that. Like I said, if I were to enter, my list would be completely different because I know a lot of people when they talk about top tens, like especially if we're talking industry, right?
Right.
And they go to industry wise and they say, okay, well we can do like Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem, whatever the case. Like they can name artists for days, KRS-One, whatever the case may be. You can Method Man, you can name artists for days.
Facts.
But then out of those artists, like you said earlier, how many of them are consistent?
Facts.
How many have had an impact? Because if we're talking about the overall aspects of an artist, not just a hip-hop artist, not just a rap artist, not just a rock star, not just an R&B artist, but an artist in general. These bugs are tearing me up. If we're talking about an artist, we have to talk about the entirety of what it takes to be an artist, just like a painter. If we're going to talk about a painter, we're not going to say, oh, how good this guy or this woman painted the bathroom, but then not look at the rest of the house.
Right.
You know, like the bathroom could be 120%, but when you get to the living room, which is the main part of the house that everybody sees, they put in like 40% effort, and it looks like shit. So, like I said, there's a lot of ways that can change. If we're talking industry, I can give you top 3 off the top. Like Eminem for me would be number 1. Tupac would always be top 3. I don't care how many rappers come in after or how many rappers were before. Tupac is one of the realest to ever touch a mic. And a lot of people are gonna hate this, but I don't have Biggie in my top 3. I don't have Jay-Z in my top 3. I don't have Nas in my top 3. J. Cole is my 3rd. So those are my top 3 artists, just to throw something out there. And if we're gonna talk about, like I said, I don't listen to everybody. So even if I did make a list, somebody's gonna get offended.
Right.
That's a nice scat. Somebody's gonna get offended. But if I were to make a list of who I know, just to throw a couple out there, without throwing myself up, CJ will be one. Nook will be another one. Reed definitely will be up there. I don't care how consistent she is. It's just she's different. It'd be like ground. Like I can throw names out there, not in any particular order, but like I said, I can't throw a name out there without offending somebody else because they'll be like, well, how come you throw my name? Well, I didn't know you rapped, or I didn't know you sang, or something like that. So
can I interject with that?
Yeah.
That right there, what you just said, that should shut down the whole conversation of list. It's an opinion.
yeah,
It's not the billboards where, you get the validated, it's solidified, A, B, C, or D. It's an opinion. And that's what kind of blew me when people got mad. If somebody said, hey, Gutter, you're top 10, in my opinion, why would somebody else get mad? Because then if you don't have Gutter in your top 10, well, that's your opinion. If somebody comes and says, well, he should be in your top 10, well, this is my opinion. Why do we get mad about somebody else's opinion of a list? That's why I don't pay it no mind. Because somebody's going to have a top 10 list, and somebody's going to have another top 10 list that don't have nobody on this list. It's opinion, it's who you listen to, it's perspective. And that's why we all got to grow up. And I'm going to say it, we got to grow up and not pay attention to so much opinion. Take criticism, improve on what you feel like you got to improve on, but you have a choice in life with everything, whether to entertain it or not. I don't get offended if I'm not on a list because I got to take the good with the bad. If I'm not on that list, what can I do to get on your list? but I'm not going to focus on just one person. There's multiple people here. There's people who know me for, they don't even know I make music. They know me just for Skybox. They don't know that I'm Skybox. They know me just for Corey Dyson Jr. And then I got people who's in my frat. They know me just as True Blue. I have so many different names because I'm not just a one-trick person. They're going to know me for multiple things. So it's like, I'm not going to be mad if you don't know me for music. You shouldn't be mad if they don't know Gutter for music.
Which I would never be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who else can, whoever other artists, we shouldn't be mad. So these lists are opinionated lists. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm personally never going to take your opinion away. What's up? You get in here, you want to say something to the people?
What people?
Facebook, Guttaville, y'all good?
They see me on there, man. I'm something to kill. They see me on there, they be lined up at my house.
Oh. I ain't mad at y'all. Y'all
have
have a good day, man.
I'm trying to kill him too.
Much love to y'all, man. That was good. But yeah, I'm just never gonna be. That's my opinion on the list. Because when you said it, it sparked it. It's opinionated. We shouldn't be upset. Nobody should be taking it.
See, that's why I said it, because like I said, I've never made a list, and I don't think I'm ever gonna make a list for that specific reason. Like, of course, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. It's this thing called freedom of speech that we were giving through the amendments, and we should follow out. I think we should actually follow out more amendments than we do, but people just continue to go for that one or what was Amendment 2, right to bear arms.
Yes.
Like that. Those are the only ones that people seem to keep bringing
They
up.
want to use. They want to use.
Right.
They want to use.
We have ten of them. Like this say what we're doing right now. This is technically freedom of press. We're in a public area. We're allowed to record. Nobody can tell us differently. You feel me? That's our right to do so. You feel me? So as an individual, you have your right to your own free will and your own mindset, and what you do with that, of course, is 120% up to you. But you can't get mad at another individual, which is why I didn't make the list, because I know I would make a lot of people mad. And some people would have said, "Oh, he's just hating on me," when that's not the case. Like if you're not in my top 10, you're not in my top 10. Maybe I have just a specific kind of wave in music that I ride. Pause. Very hard. Pause. Like it's not nothing against you. Maybe you just don't got what I'm looking for. Like maybe you can rap, but maybe you ain't got bars. Maybe you can sing, but maybe you're not. You know. So
I say you still do it, because at that time you're reserving yourself to please a public that's not going to be pleased with whatever you do. Period. I say you still make your list.
I'm the most hated in the park. That's crazy.
I wouldn't even give you something to talk because it don't matter.
It don't to me.
But what I'm saying is, I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't hate you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so I can't say it personally. If somebody else hates you, they hate you. But I don't hate you, and I don't want you to even put that negativity. These lists and these things turn negative because people feed into drama and negativity. It's fights that go around, people share it, fights go viral. These lists of other types of calibers, they get shared, they go viral, but we won't share each other's music. We'll doodle on another artist, we'll doodle on the talent we have, and this is exactly why I made this platform, and I'm pretty sure this is why Bro made this platform. We should be uplifting one another, supporting one another, but instead the only reason why negativity gets light shed on it because we pay attention to it.
I want us at the end of the day to garnish a better understanding of each other. Not just my mindset, which is why I got a co-host. Somebody that's not from the same area that I'm from. Somebody that doesn't have the same background that I do. Somebody that's not the same race as I am. Like that. There's something that I like to call gender non-specifics, which a lot of people use when like just say crime lab, like you know this crime trucks will be riding around. The investigation. They use gender non-specific when they can't pinpoint a DNA for being man or a woman. Right. You feel me? And then of course with the whole pronouns that's going on, whether they could be a he, her, whatever the case may be, even if not even gonna get too much into that. That's gonna be a completely different episode. But like I like using that here because nobody should feel animosity. Nobody should feel hatred. Nobody should feel this way towards somebody else when we're all in the same area. We're all trying to make it out of the same area. Why is there hate? I understand, like, if we're going to go music, I understand I'm a rapper. And other people have to understand this too. If you are in this rap lane, you better be damn sure that one day somebody's going to diss you. That's just what comes with picking up a pen and writing. It happens in this all the time. Now, whether it's strictly music or whether it's some street shit, we'll leave it there for them to decide. But you can't necessarily get mad at, let's say somebody dissed me and I diss them back. Y'all get mad at me when I'm sticking to this. Okay, it's this is the lane we're in. This is what I chose to do. But then if I don't respond, I get even more backlash.
And this is so. I want to interject right there because I've been a part of. No, I'm not gonna say been a part. I inserted myself into certain things that I saw with you, and we can talk about this because we're here. Bro was doing some things I saw on socials. I told him to his face because if you don't have people like this in your circle, you need to reevaluate your circle. Instead of gassing him and telling him be running back, sending messages to bro, I'm telling bro, what you doing on social media make you look weak. I ain't afraid to tell bro that because I hope people tell me that if I'm here looking weak. I tell him, bro, that make you look weak. I went to the person he was beefing with that I got the same love for. I told him, bro, what you doing? Y'all look weak on there, bro. If y'all not going to do nothing about it, cut it off. But there be people that will amp him or be like, bro, how you feel about this week? Why we gassing him? Not saying gassing you as far as like making you do something you don't want to do because it's your choice. But why are we even bringing that negativity to him? It should be check your bro because you got to have some accountability when you do respond look like that. I'm going to tell you, bro, you wrong. And I'm also going to tell the other party, like I've told both of you, y'all wrong. And it could be anybody. If I see, now if it don't have nothing to do, if another party is inserted and it's something I don't know about, I don't know that person, I'm just going to check you. I'm not going to check them. I don't know them. But if I know both parties, I'm going to check both parties. I do that with my family. I do that with my friends. If y'all beef y'all some stupid stuff, why? And the answer to answer your question, why there's so much negativity, is because it's insecurities in this game. You're not comfortable with your pen. You're not comfortable with your craft. You're not comfortable with your business because if you were secure with yourself, you wouldn't be worried about competition. That's the key. Everybody has to get secure with their talents. We wouldn't be focusing on this stuff. We all would be finding ways to come together and make money and make our name bigger together. But it's too much insecurity and egos. Certain people are living above their means.
And see, to me, it could never be, at least from my standpoint, and maybe this is why me and a lot of other artists don't get along. It can never be even though that's what the game is. It's all about competition. But to me, it can never be competition in this area because we're all still in this area. Like nobody has made nobody has made it to a different area to be like, well, now it's competition. Let's see who make it next out the park. Like, cool. Then we can compete to see who's going to. At that point in time, you better bring your best effort forward. But at this moment, bro, like we're all still here. I salute the ones that made it out, regardless if you just moved away and you came back, or whether you moved away and stayed away, or whether you got a deal and went somewhere. Whatever the case may be, you made it out the park. You made it out the park. That's 100% what it is. I salute you. But if you're still here, what's the competition for, my boy? If you in another area and you worried about competition, why you worried about competition here? You out there. You see what I'm saying? So it's nothing to me can like 2 plus 2 don't equal potato. So why are we acting like it do? You feel me? So
it got to go deeper than that. Even if you move, it's like it got to be elevation in your mind. You can be in a physical place and still do the same thing.
Yeah.
You can still you can move to Atlanta. Let's say Atlanta. That's Atlanta. I was watching Dirk today. He was talking about living in Atlanta, so I just think Atlanta. So let's say Atlanta. And you can still be doing the same thing in Atlanta and do that for 10 years and no elevation because you didn't elevate mentally, so you didn't elevate your position in real life. Some people feel like that might be the key. It's a start. It's all what you do there. Shout out to a couple people who moved away. They made an opportunity there. So now your opportunity go to waste. So now you can say, well, I made it out the park. But if you say, I made it out the park, but you're still doing the same thing, you didn't make it out the park because your mentality, the park mentality. It should be, I made it out the park because I started a business. I started a family. I settled down. I stopped doing the same things I was doing there. I elevated. So if you're not elevated mentally, you'll forever be in a park mentality, whether you're in Europe, Dubai, wherever the case is. That's why I could still be here. If people say, "Oh, you're still in the same areas." My physical presence might be in the same areas, but I promise my business is global.
Yeah, but my name is global, right?
My name is bigger. I'm expanding. I did a show in Virginia. I got contracts here, A, B, C, or D. I'm interviewing people in other states. My mindset is not just here. My mindset has never just been here. But if I make it and I never get back to home, then home gonna say, hey, you didn't even look out for the ones that you did. But when we was here, where was the support and stuff at? So I did what I had to do here. Now it's time to elevate. And guess what? When I move, my mindset is not going to be just here. It never was. So now you're going to see things go up. So the security with the talents and the mindset has to elevate, and we'll be fine. That's all I got to say. Like, we got to do better.
And on that note, we can go ahead and wrap this episode up. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, just like I'm sure he appreciates you guys for tuning in. This was Welcome to Guttaville, featuring Skybox. And like I said, we're gonna me and bro gonna tag team a lot more in the near future as far as episodes on my podcast and possibly even our own podcast, you know, so they know what's coming.
Yeah,
and we going all the way up.
Hey, you already